last week, I made a video called ADHD is my superpower, all about the bright side of having ADHD. But this week and next week, I want to talk a little bit about some of the lesser known challenges that people who have ADHD may encounter. The challenge that I want to talk about this week is the idea of ADHD and missing the memo. People who are neurodiverse, which is to say people who have ADHD and people on the autism spectrum, often walk through life feeling that there's a memo that's been sent out that they haven't received. A few examples of this. I have a 1-year-old, and a few weeks ago, I was having a socially distant visit with some other moms who have babies the same age. As I was sitting on my blanket on the grass, I noticed that I was getting bitten up by mosquitoes, so I looked around to see if anybody else was wearing shorts. What I noticed was that not only was nobody else wearing shorts, but the other 6 or so moms in the group were all wearing black leggings. It's like there's a Moms of Babies uniform that consists of black leggings and a top, and I didn't get the memo that there was a Moms of Babies uniform. This seems inconsequential, but this phenomenon can also have much larger consequences. For example, when I was in grad school, we had to apply for a traineeship, and other students in my graduate program looked for traineeships that really resonated either with the population that they wanted to serve, the type of client that they wanted to work with, or with the approach to therapy that felt best to them. Many of the people in my cohort picked traineeships where they would have to pay for their supervision because it was viewed as a training opportunity rather than a place of employment. I bristled at the idea of paying for supervision, and instead of picking a place where I would have gotten the best training, I instead chose a place where after a year there was the potential for a small financial compensation. Once I was out of grad school and working on the hours for my license, I thought back and realized how great it would have been to have a strong foundation of really solid training under the skill set that I was working to cultivate so that I could be the best therapist possible. Because I missed the memo on that, and an opportunity for a really good training center, I found myself scrambling years later to go to a lot of workshops to make up what I had lost by not getting my training hours at a place where I would be investing in my own education. In other words, it felt like my classmates all got a memo that said, hey, your traineeship is part of your educational curriculum, so pick a place, even if you have to pay for it, where your training is going to be stellar. Without having gotten that memo that seems to have landed in everybody else's inbox, I lacked the perspective necessary to make an informed decision about where I wanted to do those hours. If you have ADHD and you've navigated a lifetime of missed memos, that can be intensely painful. It can make you feel like an outcast. You might spend vast amounts of emotional energy trying to tune in when directions are given to make sure that you don't miss an important piece of what's said. But you're likely to find time and time again that even if you're focused on not missing the memo, even if you're trying to listen carefully, your ADHD might interfere with your ability to focus while other people are talking. This can be especially challenging if something important is being said, but it's buried among a lot of stuff that feels tedious or inconsequential to you. The good news is that ultimately, chasing the memo and trying to figure out what you missed is not the fix. People who have ADHD, and possibly everyone else too, are happiest, most authentic, and most at ease when they reject the memo. And to me, this is one of the true gifts of neurodiversity. The ability to just say, fuck the memo, and be yourself. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.